Okay, guys, I think I want to talk about doing something that you love doing, It makes or breaks everything, it really does. Like, even if it's bearable, maybe you don't like doing it completely, but as long as it's bearable, and like, you actually get paid. It's like, here I am doing this construction shit. Man, there's a reason why they say it's construction, because it's illegal. It's construction. Like, the names fit the title. They really do in the world. And like, I don't know, just reminds me of a time like when I was younger and felt more alive and like innocent and free. And well, here for instance, like doing things you love, right? Well, I remember when I was a kid, my mother had a doll shop, and I know it sounds gay because I'm a guy, but like I really did like this, My mom would make baby dolls, and it was super cool because they were all like very realistic looking and like felt really real. And I know it's just baby dolls and stuff, and like what guy, but actually it does like kind of calculate with my future life because I babysit it a lot, and I think I just like babies. But anyway, it's something like that. And she enjoyed doing it. She loved creating the baby dolls and putting the limbs together, and it's just a big process in putting doll babies together. And she even had like the property to sell them at. It was like a strip mall, and she had it's where she sold her baby dolls in this big shop we had, and there were baby dolls everywhere. She had so many, and I always thought that was cool. And I thought she did pretty good at first. Like, I remember like always coming home coming to the shop after school and going in there and like just seeing her happy was nice, because like she usually wasn't always so happy, but she liked that, and I loved that she was happy, and seeing that, made me happy in return. Like, happiness is another thing that works both ways. And I'm definitely not happy when you have to stare at fucking poop and dirt and eat shit all day and do bone-breaking shit for fucking pennies, if that, Very stupid shit, but I guess that's why they call it construction, because none of it's really legal. But, anyway, back to the things that make you happy, the doll baby thing. Like, I really liked that because, like, they were cute and it was fun, and, and, like, I always had a thing with, like, action figures and just toys in general, It was like owning a toy shop, it's what it felt like, even though it was, like, doll babies and realistic-looking babies. And, I'm getting off subject and I'm talking over myself about it, but the thing was that, doing something you like, and I'd go there after school and I'd drink a Yoo-Hoo and I'd chill out with my sisters and my mother, and we'd all just like, you could run around the shop and like we'd play hide and seek and like hide in the cabinets and shit because we were still small, and that was kind of funny and fun. Like, I don't know, just good memories of that shit. And like running out of that stuff, I realize, and it's kind of like, you ponder back and you think about that shit and you're like, damn, time's running out. I'm getting old and it's the same old thing every day, and, nothing changes. I have not progressed any. I have no credentials. I still do the same dead-end jobs, and it sucks because, like, I think of something like, at least then, when I was doing the doll baby things with my mom, like, at least I was happy, I was a kid, but I didn't get any money or anything from it, but at least I was happy, like, that was the main thing, is just being happy, doing something that you enjoy doing and, like, brought smiles. And, I guess I'm trying to remember the pricing of these dolls. Like, people would really buy them, too. I mean, it wasn't a complete, like, fluke. It wasn't, like, a complete, like, failed opportunity, but I think they were pretty expensive, some of them, because how realistic they were. They used like real hair and all that shit, and it really had a whole grind to it. And especially the nails part, they do the little realistic nails, they're so teeny tiny and shit. But and people will like give you a bad name and like, oh, you're a faggot, oh, you're gay, and blah blah because you play with, or your mom does baby dolls or whatever. And it's like, it's not really the case. It's just the sheer fact that you're doing something you love, makes all the difference. Hang on, I think I gotta do something. All right, wasn't needed, but back to what I was saying. Like, I just had so much fun doing that, and like being able to play with my sister after school. Like, we got closer because of it, and like some of them were creepy. Like, I mean, my God, we had a lot of dolls. And, like, my sister's room was full of them. And, like, at nighttime when, like, the moonlight would, like, shine in the window and you could see all their faces. And that was kind of creepy. But for some reason, I've always liked that, about dolls. And, like, I always played with dolls. People will call me gay and shit. But, like, I always liked girly things over, like, manly things. I always, like, the thing with girls, too, like, I've always hung out with girls more than I do men. And that's why I find this shit weird, kind of, because it's, like, all this quote-unquote manly shit that you gotta do. But it's, like, it's more gay than the shit that's actually gay and happy, you know what I'm saying? Like, gay it also means happy, I always thought, but, like, this shit is gay and it doesn't even make me happy. But you know what I'm saying, like shit like that. And I don't know, I just keep reminiscing on that time, and be like the smiles you got out of it, that's what mattered the most, I believe. And like, it was a really cool idea, and I had a lot of fun like being a part of that, even though I didn't make any money from it and I was just there with my mom. But like, the happiness side of it really, especially nowadays, makes me realize, like, you can make money from doing like things that you love, and it's just extremely hard to do. Like, because it just is, like, everything costs so much money now, especially now. Like, oh my God, things are so expensive. Like, I went to the fucking store the other day. I spent like $200 in a day, like just buying gas, buying a game card for the game I'm playing. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, that's like $200 right there. And then it was like $30 for a snack. I'm like, damn, like it's just money's crazy how much everything's cost so much money. And I don't know, I just like, I'm ranting on about the same thing. I just remember, like, just do something in life that makes you happy, because if you don't and you end up miserable, man, it is just, you'll want to kill yourself, like, again and again and again. Like, I can't remember how many times I've fucking committed suicide. You can commit suicide in many different ways. I feel like doing something I hate is committing suicide, If you're not self-benefiting, then you're dying. That's what I can admit. Is like, if you're not, benefiting yourself and seeing, like, progression and, feeling good. If you don't feel good in life, then what's the fucking point of being alive, is what I think. But, my 10 minutes is coming up. And, I just really wanted to emphasize, really, this is a message to my mom, I guess, and, like, how much I loved doing that, and like getting closer to her because of that stuff, getting closer to my family and stuff because of that. Like, sure, it was just like the money was there too, but like so was like the family part of it, the unit part. Like, we all felt like a team, I felt during that process. And like, it was just really cool and neat. And like, you go in there and you see all the like different types of dolls and the babies, and like, I really liked that, especially when I grew up later and had to babysit a lot. And I thought about, man, I'm a good babysitter, I'm a good person, and I'm good at like babysitting. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. But it also reminds me of like how hard taking care of children really is. Like, that is a full-time job regardless, and like, it's just crazy because sometimes you can't always do that. I remember, like, times babysitting even, like, I know I ain't even a parent, but, like, just babysitting my nieces and nephews. I remember like one time, you know, if you take your eyes off of them just for a second, like bad shit can happen. Like I remember I was cleaning a pot and pan like one breakfast morning, and and my little niece, she walks right off of the patio. I didn't even see her. Like, and man, she was like 2 and she already was walking, and she walked right off the patio, busted her lip. Man, I felt terrible about that. And man, that really like frustrated me, because like I couldn't believe that happened. And then I was yelling, and you know, and then she was crying because I was yelling, and I felt bad about that. And I still feel bad about that to this day. Like, you know, they're putting all their trust in you, and if something bad like that happens, it scares the shit out of you. And it's like, that shit is just scary, you know. Like, children are scary, you know, because they rely on you to teach them everything. And you know, I even realized that back then, like, you know, a lot of the time I taught myself everything, because like my parents, you know, they weren't really there until now, you know, that they need my help legally now, because I'm fucking adult. I'm kind of an older man now, but you know, I guess even back then when I was 18, since I've been doing this shit. But it's like, man, you know, you think about that, and like houses and the hurricanes thing, like you just take your eyes off of them for 1 second, it could burn your whole house down. Like shit. I remember one time, like, I don't know if it's necessarily kids, but it's adults too. Like, you like make one mistake and like bad shit can happen, you know? And that's terrifying to think about, but it's true. And it's like, kids really are the most important thing, you know? Made me realize that a lot too. Like, our youth, what do we have, you know? We're gonna die, and like it seems like our youth is just terrible, man. Like, you know, cause they're kind of falling apart worse than we are, it seems. But you know, I guess this is edging on a little bit more than I thought, seeing how the 10 marks is already up. But like, just keep thinking about that, you know, like how important kids are. And like, I don't have any of my own, thank God, but you know, they really do matter. And it just, my childhood makes me remember how much, you know, they really do matter. And just other things, and how happiness, guys, is truly the only thing that matters, is your happiness, and whether or not you feel comfortable in life and things like that. Like, other than that, guys, nothing fucking matters, man. Because like, the money, it doesn't go anywhere, clearly. I mean, trillions in debt, and for what? It goes to some war that, you know, we're not even involved in. Like, paying other countries for, they have money too. Like, what the hell? They probably have more than we do. And the thing is, like, we had a hurricane, Helene, just last week, and I'm like, you know, none of that money is going for that relief, you know? No one's gonna help them people. And that was my hometown, you know, like Florida, and I'm like, damn, you know, no one's helping these people, bro. And it's like, it's funny because they all claim that shit, like our government claims that like they're here to help us, but let's be honest, bro, they don't give a fuck about us, man. They'd rather watch us die and collect our organs. But you know, the thing is, I know it's fucking impossible and hard at times, but like, if you can even just lie to yourself and say you're happy, you know, like, do that, because you'll want to kill yourself for sure. Like, shit doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. And it's like, you know, your happiness and your like ego and your, well, not really ego, but like, I guess that too, because if you're happy's an ego as well. But like, who, you know, just like, you you matter, you know. Like, that's the only things that matter, is if you as a person are okay, is what I'm trying to say. I can't really explain it, but you know, a lot of those things remind me of that, like especially the doll baby thing, because like, you know, I don't know, and forget what people say about you, you know, they don't understand a lot of things, and they never will. And I see that more every day too, you know, like, it's just weird out there, you know. Well, that's all I got to say, really. And to continue on, I guess, like, everyone knows this, life is short, so you might as well enjoy it, because I have no idea what happens after this. I believe in how small we are, you know, like just a speck in the infinite vast galaxy, you know. I believe in Nostradamus and the stars and things like that, but it's just amazing to me that, like, we're all literally nothing, and, like, we make it so hard, even though it shouldn't be, you know. So in that regard, you know, just make the best out of it, enjoy it as much as you can, because it's extremely short.